Okay, 11 down, 4 to go. We're now into the top 4 for the driver audios for Abu Dhabi 2021 from the time that Nicholas Latifi crashed. Yesterday I put out Valtteri Bottas's, or late last night I did, so that's interesting if you've not seen that. As you look through what the audios are between the driver and their race engineer, you will see that I've left the white, the analysis of Charles Leclerc's audio. I'll put that in red to make that different. And there is a difference with that audio compared to the other teams. The other teams are complicit with the FIA breaking the rules of the sport, when in reality, there's no excuse for them to do that. There is no excuse for them to do that, to allow that. But with the Charles Leclerc one, if you've not seen that breakdown, then you'll see why Ferrari would have been focusing on Leclerc, whereas the others were generally focusing on what's the outcome going to be between Verstappen and Hamilton, because that's actually not relevant. So this one is going to be the black thumbnail version. This is going to just be playing you the audio between Carlos Sainz and his race engineer in those closing laps of Abu Dhabi 2021. And then I'll produce the white thumbnail version, which may or may not be white. It might be a red thumbnail on this one. I'm not sure yet. Analysing the actual nature of it. So, again, context. This race actually matters for Sainz. Why? Well, in the Drivers' Championship, it's not just about first and second. Every driver on that grid wants to finish as high up in that championship as possible. And the top 4 places are filled by the 2 drivers from Red Bull and the 2 drivers from Mercedes. So therefore, you want to try and be the best of the rest. You want to demonstrate that, okay, you're not in one of those top 2 teams, but you've still managed to score more points than everybody else in that field of competitors. At the moment, Sainz is in 7th place. He is 8.5 points behind his teammate, so obviously he'd like to beat his Ferrari teammate. Show who's top dog there. He's got a McLaren of Lando Norris ahead of him. He's got a McLaren of Daniel Ricciardo behind him, but Daniel Ricciardo's not going to catch him. So realistically, there's an 8.5 point gap between 5th and 7th, with 6th being just 4.5 points ahead of him, and 5th being 8.5 points ahead of him. So this matters to Carlos Sainz. This can matter to your career, as we saw this season. Ferrari are getting rid of Carlos Sainz. Now, is he the worst driver out of Sainz and Leclerc? Well, it very much, his performances and his results are very much on a par. So, it might feel a bit harsh done by. Why should his career path go what would seem to be on a downward trajectory by now going to Williams? Now, it might be that Williams are on the up and might be a more competitive team. But if you get a seat driving for Ferrari, that is often deemed as being close to, if not the pinnacle of Formula One. So you'd say that a move to Williams is a downward move for Sainz. But this is why it's so important. You've got to prove yourself. You've got to perform when you've got the opportunity. So it matters to him. Race position. He's in 4th position at the moment in that race. He's not on the lead lap. Hamilton, Verstappen and Perez are on the lead lap, lap 53. Sainz is completing his lap 52. So if you do hear his race engineer say 6 laps to go, well, that's because he will have only completed 52 laps, and therefore he's got 6 laps to complete if he's going to complete 58. He's 29 seconds behind Perez. 29 seconds behind Perez, but 2.5 seconds ahead of Bottas and 8 seconds ahead of Tsunoda. Sorry, that's a further 8, so it's 10.5 seconds ahead of Tsunoda and 13 seconds ahead of Gasly. We'll go through what the audio communications is. So if you look, standard format that I've done all the other ones in, Sainz is the red dot just having gone round the slight bend at supposedly turn 10. He's approaching turn 11, the right-hander. As you can see, this is his view from his cockpit. There it is. There's turn 11, that right-hander. And I've got this queued up at 1:28:20, the same timestamp as every other audio. and that's where I'm going to play it from. So just going to push this out of the screen because I can't show you the footage. The continuous footage will get blocked, so it has to be like this. So that's all we kind of need to understand at the moment. We're going to see the white dot, underneath that the blue dot becomes stationary. So Sainz will be the first car on the scene of the Latifi crash. Okay, this is quite important because we'll see how his race engineer reacts to that situation, or whether it is that Sainz himself has to deal with that. I might even put that into view for everybody. In fact, I will. Let's give this a go anyway. Okay. Right, I was a bit slow there. So, as you can see, I pressed stop there with Leclerc, just going, what did I say Leclerc for? Sainz just going around turn 14, and as we can see on track here, well, he's actually come by it. So let's just go back 10 on this one. Have to keep stopping it, unfortunately. Latifi's crashed, and what can we see? Right, not even yellow flags yet. Okay, marshals haven't even reacted with yellow flags yet. Let's just watch this again. So this is a racing driver expecting to be racing round a clear circuit. You can see a steering wheel. There's no indication on there of any problem. Can't see any yellow flags. I don't know whether that is a FIA light board there, whether that is indicating an issue. Oh, it's gone out of there. Let's have a look. Because that looks quite reddy tinged to me. Doesn't particularly look like... It might well be the marker to say, you know, yellow flag, there's an issue. I don't know. So that's what... The racing line around here takes them wide. Okay, it does take them wide here. So he's got to deviate his line. Got to react to that. As you can see, he's drifting over to that side of the track. You can see the normal line of these. You can see on the track itself. That would be the normal line these cars would be expecting to take. So he's having to deviate out of the way of that, and clearly there's the debris there. But there seems to be something flashing up here. Does that mean it's yellow? Let's have a quick look.
Double yellow where you are?
May have been. Anyway, let's sync this back up again and we'll get going again. Okay, so as you can see, the red dot at turn 14, this is him just rounded turn 14 and viewing Latifi's car. That seems to be about right to me. So we'll play it from there and see what goes on from there. Right, here we go. We're at 1:28:30. I think they're there or thereabouts.
Double yellow where you are? And you can push more for tires. You can push more. We are safe for life. Save the car. And stay out. Was Latifi as you saw?
Make sure that if we can, we take a soft tire. If it doesn't cost us too much.
Yeah, we are looking. Charge button on. Charge button on.
Why cannot stay normal race?
Yeah, it should be longer though. We are losing free position on boxing, so better stay out. and look after your tires.
Yeah, I guess so.
They are losing on Tsunoda and Gasly, and try to keep temperature in the tires and work on your brakes.
I think it would be unfair if they restart this race, but should stay behind safety car.
Yeah, understood.
Giving massive advantage to some people.
And try to keep temperature in the tires as you are doing. And shock 7.
How many laps to go, Ricky?
5 laps.
When I cross the start finish.
Four more when you cross. 4 more. Should try to keep between 0 and -10 the tires if it's helping you. The radio still open. Charge button on. And keep the temperature as you are doing. That is a good target where you are. Seems some oil reported where they crash. Watch out for oil. Was it oil there?
Yeah, still the white thing. We need to clean it a bit before we go racing.
Okay.
If not, it could be dangerous. And a lot of cars need to unlap, you know? I see in front of me.
And we are P3 right now. Perez boxed. Keep working on your tires.
I am not going racing with all these cars in front of me. They need to unlap.
Yeah, that's the message for them. They should pass, but stay calm. They will not unlap, so they will not unlap themselves, so they will stay there.
Very, very strange. Very unfair. It's not my race, these guys, and I will have to race them. And they will all have blue flags.
Okay.
I'll talk to Michael. It's gonna be a mess with all the blue flags.
It's very likely that the race will finish like this. We'll try to see, because it's unsafe at the moment still. How is the oil situation?
Yeah, bad, but the worst is the blue flag. It's gonna be dangerous with so many cars fighting for position. So many cars, yeah, with blue flags. It's gonna be a mess. And an unfair for us, very unfair.
Copy.
Normally, they always unlap. How many laps to go?
It's 2 to go. So the next lap will be the last.
What's happening?
Lapped cars, they are unlapping. Safety car in this lap. Safety car in this lap.
Okay.
Okay, head down, focus, keep position on Bottas. Will not change massively, but try your best. Good warm up on the
Tell
bike.
this Aston Martin to unlap himself. What is he doing?
Okay.
What are these two guys doing?
Tank 81 for the restart.
What are these two guys doing? They are not unlapping themselves. They need to go.
Restart like this, they restart like this. S1 for the restart. Treat them as lapped cars. Bottas 0.7 behind. Bottas 0.4 behind. P1 available. Shock 9 suggested. Shock 9. And Tsunoda 0.7 behind. There was a P3, awesome job, what a legend.
What a fucking legend.
Charge button on, Verstappen won the race in that last lap. And top 3 to the grid. And Hamilton, then Tsunoda behind him. Yeah, podium there. And we are P5 in the championship, front of Lando, and then behind us, Charles. What did you...
What a finish!
What are you? Smooth what?
Fucking legend. A smooth fucking operator. Fucking hell. What a year, guys. What a year. Vamos!
Thanks, mate. It was a pleasure.
How cool is to finish like this, Ricky? How cool it is. Think about it. Come on.
Yeah, let's enjoy it. And some pickup. And to the grid, enjoy the fireworks.
Copy. Vamos.
Che stagione, Carlos. Bravo, sono fiero di te.
Grazie Mattia, è tutto grazie a te per la tua fiducia l'anno scorso. Ti ringrazio davvero per avermi scelto. Grazie.
Okay, that's it.
P1 and then P0, please.
It sounded like the audio feed had stopped on that one, but I was wrong. Taking the steering wheel off now, so I'd imagine now, any second now, he'll disconnect cables from his helmet for audio feed. Assuming that's how it's done. Right. In the opposite way to the way that Sebastian Vettel went well down in my estimation when I've properly analysed what Vettel said, now that we can see it in this light, Carlos Sainz, you've massively gone up in my estimation. At the end there, where you're saying how cool it is to end like this, I believe that he was referring to the impact it had on his own championship, the fact that he was able to leapfrog from 7th to 5th in the championship, which was a great personal achievement for him, which is understandable. Okay, I can understand that that is your main focus yourself. Okay, and I think that's what the communications were relating to. But as you were able to hear during that safety car period, they were authentic. They were calling out correctly what actually needed to happen. And when it wasn't happening, he was complaining about it. Now, the race engineer didn't put up as much as of a objection as perhaps he should have. Okay, but ultimately we're going to go through this, and we're going to go through exactly what was said in accordance with the rules and expose the true reality of it and where that sits. But Carlos Sainz, legend. Thank you. Hell of a lot of respect for you for what you did there. That'll do on this one. The next one up will be the analysis of that, the white thumbnail version of it. It might even be a red thumbnail. We'll see. It depends on what I decide at the end of it. But hopefully that has given you insight. It's funny, isn't it? It's funny that there's a Formula One driver that knows what needs to take place. And nobody else did they? Nobody else seemed to know. But Carlos Sainz knew. Carlos Sainz knew. Anyway, that'll do on this one. Thank you for your time.